You finally found the courage to speak. Maybe it took weeks. Maybe it took years. Maybe you replayed the conversation in your mind 100 times before you finally said the words out loud. You weren't trying to start a fight. You weren't trying to punish them. You simply wanted the truth acknowledged. You wanted accountability. You wanted clarity. You wanted them to understand the pain they caused. But the moment you confronted them, everything changed. Suddenly they were the one who was hurt. Suddenly you became the cruel one. Suddenly the damage they caused disappeared, and the conversation became about the fact that you dared to bring it up. You entered that conversation carrying pain. You walked away carrying guilt. Read that again. Because that shift wasn't accidental. It wasn't miscommunication. It was manipulation. And it has a name. DARVO. Once you understand this pattern, you'll begin seeing it in relationships, families, workplaces, friendships, and almost every environment where emotional manipulation exists. DARVO stands for 3 calculated moves used when an abusive or manipulative person feels exposed. Deny. Attack. Reverse victim and offender. 3 steps. 1 purpose. Escape accountability. The first move is denial. Not hesitation. Not confusion. Denial. That never happened. I never said that. You're remembering it wrong. You're imagining things. You're too sensitive. The reality you lived through begins disappearing right in front of you. Not because your memory failed. Because they're rewriting the story while you're still standing inside it. This is where the trap begins. The conversation quietly shifts. It stops being, "Why did you do that?" and suddenly becomes, "Did it even happen?" Now you're defending reality instead of discussing their behavior. This is where they want you. Because confusion is easier to control than clarity. Especially when the abuse happened behind closed doors. Especially when it was emotional. Subtle. Repeated. Invisible to everyone else. They know that proving psychological abuse is difficult. And they use that uncertainty against you. But denial is only the beginning. The second move comes fast. The attack. Notice what happens next. They stop defending themselves and start attacking you. Now your tone becomes the problem. Your emotions become the problem. Your character becomes the problem. You're dramatic. You're unstable. You're impossible to please. You always create problems. You love conflict. You just want attention. This isn't emotional loss of control. It's strategy. Because if they can destroy your credibility, they never have to explain their behavior. Think about that. Instead of answering your questions, they make you defend your sanity. Instead of discussing what happened, you're now trying to prove you're not crazy. This is where it traps you. Hours later, you realize you never even talked about the original issue. The entire conversation became your personality. Exactly as they intended. Then comes the final move. The most convincing one. They become the victim. They cry. They shut down. They tell everyone how cruel you were. They describe themselves as the one who was attacked. Friends comfort them. Family believes them. People who only witnessed the final scene assume they know the entire story. But they never saw the months or years that led to that moment. They only saw the performance. And that's often enough. Many manipulators don't need to be innocent. They only need to appear innocent. Image matters more than truth. Perception matters more than reality. Because once sympathy shifts toward them, you're left standing alone, trying to explain something that everyone thinks you've exaggerated. This is why DARVO is so psychologically devastating. It doesn't only erase accountability. It isolates the victim. Over time, something inside you begins changing. You stop bringing things up. You rehearse every sentence before speaking. You soften your words. You apologize before expressing hurt. You minimize your own pain. You convince yourself that staying silent is easier than facing another emotional ambush. It feels like peace. But it isn't peace. It's trained silence. Years of manipulation teach your nervous system a dangerous lesson. Telling the truth feels unsafe. And eventually, you stop trusting your own voice. You start wondering if maybe you really are the difficult one. Maybe you're too emotional. Maybe you're the problem. No. That confusion wasn't proof they were right. It was proof the tactic was working. The moment you recognize DARVO, something powerful happens. The illusion begins to crack. You stop chasing confessions that will probably never come. You stop expecting honesty from someone committed to protecting their image. You begin trusting patterns instead of promises. You write things down. You document reality. You stop measuring truth by their reaction. And perhaps most importantly, you understand that not every conversation deserves another chance. Some conversations are not conversations at all. They're carefully designed traps disguised as dialogue. Sometimes the healthiest response isn't finding better words. It's creating better distance. Because healing doesn't require their confession. It requires your clarity. If you've ever confronted someone who hurt you, only to leave feeling like the guilty one, there's a good chance you experienced DARVO. You are not crazy. You are not weak. You are not the villain for telling the truth. You were standing in front of someone who valued control more than accountability. Now you know the pattern. Now you recognize the script. And now you understand something that changes everything. Your confusion was never evidence that you were wrong. It was evidence that the manipulation was working. Stop apologizing for confronting harm. Stop defending yourself in conversations designed to erase you. Your pain was real. Your voice was always valid. And their performance was never the truth. It was control. Wearing the mask of victimhood.